Whenever something unusual happens, people don't just look for answers. They look for someone powerful to blame. And this time, that someone is Bill Gates. Across social media, videos are going viral claiming Delhi's rain isn't natural, that chemicals are being sprayed in the sky. And somehow, this is all part of a secret project. Now, before we react, let's look at this logically. We still struggle to predict the weather accurately. So controlling that is something so complex at this scale is far beyond what we can currently do. And more importantly, this isn't even a local event. This rain is caused by Western Disturbance, a large atmospheric system that travels across multiple countries before reaching North India. So this isn't just Delhi rain, it's a regional weather system affecting thousands of kilometers. To artificially create or control something like this, you wouldn't need a startup or a private lab. You'd need a multi-country infrastructure and coordination. And even then it wouldn't stay hidden, because today, Earth's atmosphere is constantly tracked by global satellite systems. Which means if something like this were happening, it wouldn't stay hidden. So where is this story coming from? It's not completely made up. It's built from real stories, but stitched together in the wrong way. There is a real scientific concept called solar geoengineering. In fact, a Harvard-led project called SCoPEx was proposed to study how particles behave in the upper atmosphere. But here's what actually happened. The experiment never even took off. It was cancelled after backlash from environmental groups and indigenous communities, which tells you something important. If a small controlled test can't move forward quietly, a large-scale global experiment definitely can't happen in secret. There's also a real scientific reason this idea exists. In 1991, the Mount Pinatubo eruption released particles into the atmosphere that temporarily cooled the Earth. That's what scientists are studying, not controlling cities or creating rain on demand, but understanding whether such effects can even be replicated safely. And even in theory, the technology isn't precise. It affects global patterns, not specific cities. Now, here's where things start to shift. When people hear that someone like Bill Gates has invested in climate innovation through funds like Breakthrough Energy Ventures, the brain starts connecting dots. Real concept, real investment, unusual weather. And suddenly, it feels like a complete story. But perception isn't built in isolation. It's shaped by context. Bill Gates hasn't just built influence, he's also faced criticism. In the late 1990s, Microsoft, under his leadership, was hit with a major antitrust case in the United States, accused of using its dominance to limit competition and control the software market. In recent years, some people have criticized his foundation, saying it plays a big role in global health decisions, even though people didn't vote for it as they do for governments. And then there's his association with Jeffrey Epstein. Gates met him years after Epstein had already been convicted. And it wasn't just a one-time meeting. He met him multiple times, including visits to his New York residence. The timing raised eyebrows, because this wasn't about what Epstein did. It was about why someone at that level would choose to be in that room. Gates later admitted it was a mistake, even saying those interactions gave Epstein credibility he didn't deserve. Well, none of these is directly connected to weather or climate experiments, but together, they shape perception. And this pattern isn't new. Before tech billionaires, similar claims were made about a US research project called HARP, which people believed could control the weather or even trigger disasters. At the same time, theories like chemtrails went viral, where people claimed airplanes were secretly spraying chemicals in the sky, even though scientists confirmed they were just normal condensation trails. And this doesn't just stay online. Every time a major flood, storm, or unusual weather event happens, similar narratives come back, blaming hidden technology or powerful people. The names change, the pattern doesn't. And once you see that pattern, you start to understand why these stories spread so easily. They don't just spread because people believe them, they spread because they perform better. On social media, a simple truth feels boring. A dramatic story feels worth sharing. Now here's the business lesson. Whether you're building a startup, a brand, or content, you're not just competing on truth. You're competing on clarity. Because if you don't define your story, someone else will. And once a narrative takes hold, it spreads faster than you can correct it. Because distribution doesn't wait for verification. In the attention economy, you're not just building a product, you're building a story. And the winners aren't always the most accurate. They're the ones people understand first. If you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights like this.